affair here. We met and we talked. I'm not sure what that affair was, but I remember Larry King was there with some function in L.A. here. We all got together with Michael at the time, Larry, me, and a few other people, and he was a guest at that night. I don't know for sure when that was. It was maybe a few months back, but I have not seen him since then.
We spoke with his friend of 20 years plus, Deepak Chopra, who really is suspicious that he was addicted to these narcotic painkillers and that contributed to his death. Do you have any reason to believe that?
No, I can't. I don't have any reason to believe or disbelieve because I wasn't, you know, in that inner circle that was around Michael during the last, the last few years.
As someone who really knows this business, do you think his comeback tour that he was scheduled to begin within only a few weeks was going to be a huge success or a failure?
Well, knowing Michael, it would have been a huge success for sure because Michael was a perfectionist. He wanted perfection. You know, when he worked on a project, it wasn't about anything but the work, the project, and he would spend a fortune and usually too much money making his videos or spending whatever it took. So this was a tour that meant a great deal to him, and he would have made it work because he had sold out dates already, and so it was just a matter of his getting out there, doing his perfectionist routine that he works on night and day all the time.
Did you get the sense, because you worked with him obviously when he was a little boy with the Jackson 5 growing up, that this was a young man who was being abused by his father, who he was tormented, or because we've all heard and read those stories over the years?
I personally had no indication that he was being abused by his father. I met his father several times, and I was never around. I knew that they were very disciplined when they came to me, all of them. And we had no problems with them being on time, rehearsal times. We would not allow anyone to come to their rehearsal. They rehearsed every day. I moved them from Detroit, where I met them, out to California, and they ended up living with me because the first place they lived, they were making too much noise with their rehearsals. And so I moved them in with me, and we had a chance to work on their first 4 songs that they did that was produced by me and a group of people called The Corporation. And that was the first group in history, as I understand it, that were their first 4 #1 records went to #1. First 4 records went to #1, and they just, they were just incredible. And once we put them on the Ed Sullivan Show, and Suzanne DePass did an incredible job. There was Shelley Berger, who was a manager and worked for me, started booking them, and he guaranteed me that their very first date, they would make $25,000 their first date. Yeah. And that was like impossible for a new group who had never had a date before. And Shelley Berger was right, and they went on from there to become what they became.
Amazing, and we want to thank you, Berry Gordy, not only for Motown, which was historic, of course, and all of us who grew up with Motown love Motown. We want to thank you, but especially on this day, we want to thank you for discovering Michael Jackson and bringing the Jackson 5 to the world. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
Berry Gordy, a legend in his own time, and certainly somebody we greatly respect and admire. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Deepak Chopra, some haunting words from a very close friend of Michael Jackson.
It seemed like